In this video, we look at various zone blitz schemes, 5-man pressure, 6-man pressure, some 7-man pressures, some 4-man rushes that look like something else. I'd like to, before the draft, get into a case for, case against as it relates to inside linebackers in this draft class. Because as I do these looks at the pressures the Ravens are prone to send, it occurs to me how important that position is in terms of coverage and drops, but also in terms of just bringing the heat. We're going to start by looking at some 7-man pressures, all of them on third down. The idea with these pressures, of course, is to get to the quarterback, but probably just as importantly to make him get rid of the football quickly. If he completes the pass, come downhill and cover. You can see on the back end we have two deep safety look with Marcus and with Jimmy. Jimmy's going to come downhill, put a hit on the would-be receiver, make sure that ball comes out. A lot of things we want to look at here. First thing, a lot of meandering, a lot of sort of gapless designation here. Pretty nice disguise by Judon, I think. First thing you see is Chuck down by the line of scrimmage and then goes out to cover. And you've got a 3-by-1 look for the Browns with a back on the boundary side. Chuck's pretty important. We'll talk about him in a second. Good disguise by Bowser here too. Kind of, again, really not a very clear designation of who's in what gap. Love this late action by Judon here. He's going to pull the guard in. Ward goes free. The tackle's got to come out and get Earl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are coming. Okay, so the quarterback's going to need to get rid of this football quickly with a free runner in his face. Poor mechanics, throws off his back foot, has to get the ball out in a hurry. It comes out behind the receiver. Really hot. You can see that there, and Jimmy breaks on it, makes a play. You can see a big part of this too is the back going away in pressure. As soon as Chuck moves away from the line of scrimmage, he really starts showing blitz, and I wonder how much of that is intentional to bring this back to him. You can see the eyes of the back, if not yet. He's really attentive to Chuck. Really attentive, comes right over. Now Chuck's got to get him he's got to cover him if he goes out as well. You see Chuck kind of loses footing there. But Chuck's a big part of this blitz, pulling that back to that side. Quarterback throws right into the teeth of it, and it's an inaccurate ball. It's another 7-man pressure versus Cleveland. Another nice job here of getting the guard to commit inside and freeing Jihad Ward. Cleveland has a good call on here on third down. I don't think they're thinking a 7-man pressure, but they're thinking about the screen to get themselves in field goal range. Interestingly, I think Judon is probably supposed to get the back here, wants to get the back here. You see him just get his feet crossed up there, and Cleveland pulls that off. On the back end, it's really, I would say, man with the two outside guys. And with Jimmy here, Chuck really, I think, does a good job reading the quarterback. If that quarterback turns his shoulder, takes his front hand off the ball, he's going to break and try to make a tackle in open space. In any case, a lot of pressure on these corners, these DBs, to hold up. I heard Coach Mack say something very interesting. He says when you commit to these sorts of pressures, you commit to the idea that a receiver is not open unless the quarterback sees him and unless the quarterback gets him the football. You can see the back in the flat here. I don't know if that's binds or if you would ask Judon to go out and take him, but Judon's reading the quarterback. But by the time the quarterback has his eyes to this pressure and he's thrown into this pressure, he is not going to be able to turn. Maybe that's what Judon is thinking. He's not going to have enough time to turn around and make that throw. You see Chuck come down, take away the hot read. Bynes might be getting underneath the hot. And again, the quarterback's got to get the ball out quickly. The Ravens send 6. It's interesting. You see the Steelers change protection at the last second here, and they slide protection to that left side, most likely because you have Judon and Ferguson lined up out here. And also you saw earlier, you saw Pierce move over a little bit. See that? And you can see this last minute adjustment by the Steelers, and they slide protection to that side, and there goes Brandon. Some interesting things on this pressure. The Ravens are going to send 6 again, showing what looks like a 2-deep look here. You see Levine at the line of scrimmage, kind of a dime backer. You presume perhaps he has the tight end. Chuck's going to come down, take away that hot read. And then that's Brandon Carr as the deep safety. Interestingly, that's Anthony Averett out wide, and Marlon here in the slot. I'm pretty sure that's probably what they were thinking. And you see the back come over to help chip on Judon. And I think Levine does a great job kind of just creeping around, scraping around. And Bowser's the other star here to me. Bowser brings the left edge in, the left tackle in. Nice job. Just pulls him in there. Comes right off of Bowser's butt. Big hit. Quarterback kind of falls away and makes an inaccurate throw. Interesting, you've got another linebacker right up over center here. You see Judon win off the edge. This like soft shoulders the tackle and then rips up. So again, they force an errant throw earlier than the quarterback wants. This is a case of the look confusing the protection. You end up with 6 in protection against a 4-man pressure, and a one-on-one on the outside with Judon. You see Ferguson drop here. So you have 7 dropping into coverage. I think that confuses the quarterback as well. We said this earlier. If a receiver is open and the quarterback doesn't see him and doesn't deliver the football, he isn't open. And that's the idea that the Ravens have committed themselves to when they send pressures or when they send looks to confuse protection. Another really clever looking 4-man pressure. A couple things we want to point out about Chuck here. Chuck's going to show pressure. He's going to chuck this tight end off the line. That's really important because the Ravens have Levine kind of standing here at 3 tech and Judon out wide back to the side. And Levine is going to drop and get all the way over here and cover this seam. So Chuck redirecting this tight end as well as he does here slows him, buys Levine a little bit of time, and the Ravens get what they want from this side. You can see that overload of Judon and Levine here. See them call that out. Levine doing a good job here disguising. See that lean in. All that protection comes to this side. Ward works inside, and Bowser comes free. And that's what you want, a quarterback having to get rid of the ball quickly. Oh, not only does Chuck get hands on this tight end, just has an awesome understanding of what's going on behind him and what he just left and reading the quarterback's eyes. Real great play by Chuck there. What happens to the back? See, Judon drops off too. Judon's going to have the back to the flat there. Let's watch that from above. It's interesting, you know, the linebacker blitz there, and I'm sure, well, I'm guessing, I'm not sure, I'm guessing this is something they really like about guys like Kenneth Murray, Willie Gay. These guys, they can envision them as blitzers, just kind of getting free on some kind of zone blitz, and I'm sure that goes into their consideration of who they want at linebacker. This is the very next play. It's 3rd and 9. Very interesting, very, very similar look. You see Levine kind of at the line, kind of dropping. This is a classic 3 over, 3 under zone blitz. It's kind of curious from the front. I think perhaps you see Pierce here at 2I. Perhaps he could do more to pull this guard. You see the guard able to go over and help. And I think this is kind of curious here, the way that there's really like A bunch of guys clamored up in one gap. But again, Chuck, man, Chuck just doing an awesome job. The other thing you'll notice too, watch from this perspective. You know, Brandon's in veil coverage here, kind of a deep thirds, and he's reading the quarterback. Now the quarterback looks over here. He's going to have this receiver open, but we'll say it one more time. He's not open. Quarterback doesn't see him. And that's what you're betting on with these kinds of pressures. Just a nice 5-man pressure, 3 over, 3 under. Again, a little bit curious, and to me, you know, consider the type of linebacker the Ravens want moving forward in terms of these blitzes specifically. What's Judon do? Judon's dropping. Yeah, but watch Chuck, man. Chuck just does what he can to get in the throwing lane. I think as much as anything that has to do with him knowing down and distance, knowing what's behind him in terms of routes and reading the quarterback. So once again, Chuck's our man.